Yo, what up, Packer fans? Welcome back. It's your boy Bobby Alpha Bean with my pops predicting NFL games week 2. We're going against the spread as usual. Last week I went 6-9, which is just terrible. Really disappointed in last week's performance. This guy over here that's vibing hard as hell, he went 7-8, so a little bit better, but ultimately we are both terrible. So if you're tuning in, thank you. Here we go. We got week 2. We got a great slate of games.
Man, huge spread started this week.
11 and a
Baltimore
half is
11
insane.
against Cleveland. What are your takes? What do you think?
I think that's an insane spread. I mean, 11 and a half is crazy. That's the largest spread of the season so far. And Cleveland didn't look that bad in
Yeah,
week
they almost
1.
beat Cincinnati.
Yeah.
It's a missed kick of beating the Bengals, so that's why I don't really trust the spread at all.
Yeah, that being said, the Bengals and the Ravens are two very different teams. The Bengals obviously are not nearly as complete of a football team as the Ravens are. But do I see the Ravens winning by 11 and a half? I do. I'm going to take the Ravens at home. Yeah.
I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to take Baltimore to win, but not by that much, I think.
Okay, and then after that we got Cincinnati hosting Jacksonville. Cincinnati's favored by 3.5. How you feeling about that?
It's going to sound crazy. I think Jacksonville's going to win outright. I think Cincinnati's still hasn't quite figured things out yet. They're not great early in the season. Jacksonville just basically committed to Travis Etienne by trading Tank Bigsby. So I think they're going to focus on him. Cincinnati's defense is not great. So if they can keep that clock moving and even contain Joe Burrow a little bit, I think that they can win. So I'm taking Jacksonville.
Okay. Understandable your reason there. I understand Cincinnati gets out to a slow start, but I think that they understand how horribly that cost them last year. If they just would have won a couple of those games early on in the year, they would have been in a totally different position. In the second half of the year, they would have been just playing desperation ball for 7 straight weeks. I don't think Jacksonville is any fraction of the defense that Cleveland is. I think that things really open up for Chase and Burrow at home. I like Cincy to cover. I'm going to take Cincinnati.
All right. Then we got Dallas, 5.5-point favorites at home against the Giants. Well, divisional game. These NFC East games are so hard to predict. Anybody can beat anybody.
Yeah.
Over there. They got no rules. Who are you taking?
This is a difficult one because Dallas held their own against the Eagles. Did the Eagles regress that bad, or are the Cowboys actually a better football club than maybe what people expected?
Yeah.
Giants, on the other hand, looked abysmal against the Commanders.
They sure did.
Do they have a bounce back week? Because the Commanders looked abysmal against us. So I don't know if we're just that good of a team, or if the Commanders, it begs so many questions on where all these teams actually lie. Dallas at 5.5. I'll take them. I don't know why, but I'm gonna take Dallas. I think that they actually are legit. Maybe not legit, but I think that they're gonna stomp on the Giants. I think that these teams are on 2 different tiers.
I'm going to go ahead and agree with you on this one. I think Dallas covers. Their offense looked solid. Dak looked solid. You're right. They were just like a drop or two away from beating the Eagles opening day. If they just had, like a dominant defensive pass rusher or something, that probably right there. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take Dallas. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Jerry.
you, man.
In Jerry we trust. They said Jerry couldn't build a super team. Come on, man. All right.
I, we're good.
We got Detroit. Oh, wow, we got the Lions hosting the Bears. And the Lions are 6.5 point favorites at home. How are you feeling about this one?
Well, the question is, how's Ben Johnson feeling about this one?
Yeah,
You know,
revenge game.
he's an ego guy. Everybody knows it. And people are gonna say, well, if you lose this one, maybe Dan Campbell was the genius all along. He could go in there and take him down and be like, see, I told you, I was running the ship. Blah blah blah. Given that, and I don't know, Detroit just came out kind of flat against us. Again, I don't know if it's an us thing or if we're that good or if or what. But I'm gonna actually take Chicago to cover. I think Detroit wins in a close one, but I think Chicago gets with.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. 6.5 is just a lot.
You know who's really gonna win this game? Is us.
Yeah. One of these teams is going to start 0-2.
To hate watch it. That's gonna be fun. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. 6.5 is just, that feels like a lot for a divisional game like this. You know, yeah, no. I'm going to take Chicago. I'm going to take Chicago. Again, yeah, I don't even think that Chicago wins, but I think that they cover. So,
All right. Got Miami Dolphins hosting New England, favored by 1.5 at home. The unwatchable game of the week for me. I'm not watching it. I'm not gonna watch it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
what do you got?
Well, I'll tell you, there's a lot on the line for these two teams. I mean, talk about a must-win game for both of these teams.
Who's gonna get a bye? Yeah.
Because for both of these clubs, I mean, starting 0-2 just has terrible implications. Especially if Miami has to turn around and then play Baltimore on Thursday, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So they really have to win this game. Um, New England, on the other hand, um, they play the Bills at week 3. So they also have to win this game because I just don't see them beating the Bills at all. That being said, this has been a lot to say. New England easily clears, I think. Miami just looked like the worst football team I've ever seen in my life. Week 1, so yeah, they could bounce back. Do I see it happening? No. No.
Yeah. Not in good conscience pick Miami to win anything, so I'm taking New England.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
You're talking about Tyreek, or at least he might want out. They're just looking a mess right now. I don't think McDaniel even survives this season. I think he's fired mid-season.
Yeah, he's on the hot seat, right? I mean, of all the coaches that are like anticipated to be fired, he would have to be number one. I mean, it seems like he's lost the locker room. I think he's lost the culture. I think that the whole like nerdy guy scheme, like, oh, we're gonna out scheme you guys. I think that that's really falling flat because you're not the smartest guy in the room if you're just losing all of your football games and your quarterback looks abysmal. So
Yeah, it's all gimmick and no, you know what I mean?
yeah, I will say before the concussions, Tua ran the offense a lot better. You got to think maybe some of those wires got scrambled. You hate to see it, truly. Up next, you
Worry
got
about that kid.
San Francisco going to New Orleans. San Francisco favored 3.5 in New Orleans. How you feeling?
It's an interesting one. Line was 7.5. Then they announced that Brock Purdy's going to be out for a couple of weeks. So they're rolling with who's their backup?
Isn't it
Some bum.
Mac Jones or something?
However, I do think they cover in New Orleans. New Orleans is also a mess. They're just gonna have to have a tough season, get their cap right, get a good draft picks, reload. I don't know what their other. They should tank this year if anybody should.
Yeah.
But yeah, San Fran.
Mac Jones, tank commander. Um,
He's the tank.
This is such a difficult one because, to be honest, with Mac Jones at the helm and with no George Kittle, they got no Ayuk, Debo's in DC.
Yeah.
God damn. I might actually take New Orleans to not only cover, but they might actually win this football game, believe it or not. And I didn't think I was going to take New Orleans to win a single game, but honestly, they didn't look that bad in week 1. All things considered.
Is this the Bobby shocker of the week?
It might be. This might be my upset spaghetti of the week. We've got, I'm going to take New Orleans in this one. That's why I say I think that the Saints could be competitive in this game. They were competitive in the game against the Cardinals. Pivoting quickly though, we've got Buffalo 7.5-point favorites on the road against the Jets. How you feeling?
That is a big spread. The Jets do have a solid defense, but Josh Allen absolutely owns the Jets, and he has since he entered the league. I don't see that changing here. Buffalo by 20. That's my lock of the week.
Wow. Okay. That's very confident. That's very confident. I'm gonna have to pull a 180 on you on this one here. I'm gonna flip the script. I'm gonna actually take New York at home.
Next up, Pittsburgh Steelers favored by 2.5 over Seattle. What you got?
Yeah. Give me the
tough one.
Yeah, it is a tough one. Give me the Steelers. Give me the Steelers in this game. Seattle didn't look great against San Fran. They didn't look great. On the other hand, the Steelers came out and they looked pretty good. Rodgers had a vintage game, 4 touchdowns. He's thrown 8 touchdowns in his last 2 games. That's what everyone's talking about. Could he have one more good year in him? We know this is going to be a DK Metcalf revenge game. I'm pretty excited for that. He's on my fantasy team. I'm pretty excited for that. Okay, he's definitely going to get a touchdown, right? I mean, hopefully 3 of them, but, Rodgers is the kind of guy where he's really petty. I mean, he enjoyed beating everybody involved in that organization as a real top-notch Rodgers comment. So I think that Rodgers is going to go crazy, force the ball to DK. They're going to have a great connection. I have Pittsburgh clearing at least 2.5.
I'm in agreement. I have Pittsburgh clearing. I think that they do need to clean up what they're doing on defense a little bit, but I just have very little faith in Seattle. I think they're going to be good eventually, but they have a young team, and I don't know. Darnold's going to have to figure it out with his new receivers.
Yep.
But, I got Pittsburgh this week.
Oh, nice.
All right, we got Rams. LA Rams favored against Tennessee on the road. I'm going to go ahead and say that, again, Tennessee I think is going to be good. I think Cam Ward's going to develop. I don't think he's there yet. It's only his second NFL game ever, so I'm going to go ahead and take the Rams to cover. I think they win pretty easily here. Tennessee's kind of a mess. Who you got?
You're not wrong. I'm leaning the same direction, which for a young quarterback, going into a situation in Tennessee here, what a tough first 2 opponents against a just tenacious Broncos defense, and then turning around and playing a very underrated and also a really get after it kind of defense in LA, Verse and company. I mean, that defense is no joke. So that's a tough ask. 5.5. I like the Rams. I do. I think that Stafford and Nakua, I think they understand the importance of getting out to an early start, especially in the NFC West. It could be a toss up. So, them getting out to an early start and just, if they could start out 2-0 in these games, that's going to be just great. I like them to cover 5.5. I could see them winning by 6 exactly. You know what I mean? Like a 24-18 kind of game or something.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, we got Arizona. There's a lot of fucking crazy spreads this week. This is insane. We got Arizona 6.5 point favorites against Carolina. It's kind of understandable what that spread is, but how you feeling?
I don't think they're going to cover that at all. I still believe in Bryce Young and Carolina. I think if they can run the ball with Chuba and maybe get Tet involved a little bit, get that offense going. I just don't see Arizona as being a top tier team at all. I think they're real beatable. It all really depends on Kyler Murray. If they contain him, keep him from running, he's kind of average as a quarterback. So I'm going to go ahead and take Carolina to at least cover that. I'm not sure who's going to win, but I don't think Arizona wins 6.5 at all. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you there. I mean, Arizona only beat New Orleans by 7 points there.
Sure.
They don't look great. While on the flip side of things, Carolina got embarrassed by Jacksonville, 26-10. I like Bryce Young to bounce back here and have a solid game. I like Chuba Hubbard to have a good game on the ground against an Arizona defense that, it's not anything to write home about. This is a good opportunity for everyone to get back on the right track. I agree with you. Coin flip kind of game here. I think it could go either way, but I don't think it's a 6.5 point kind of game. I'm going to take Carolina to cover.
Could be one of those sleeper games that's low key fun to watch.
Yeah.
All right. This is also a joke. We got Denver -1.5 at Indianapolis.
Game of the week. Man, this is actually a really tough one. This is one where it's like, how good is Indianapolis in totality? Yeah, they looked really good against Miami, but I have a feeling a lot of teams are going to look really good against Miami this year. For Daniel Jones, sorry. You just can't have more of a 180 going from Miami's defense to Denver's defense. It is in Indianapolis, but I like Denver to cover here. 1.5. I think they win by at least 4 or 5. Yeah, I think Indy looked good, but I got a lot of faith in the Broncos this year.
Yeah, some good points there. I think this is a week Danny Dimes gets exposed a little bit. Denver does need to come out and get a win here. They're in a tough AFC West, so kind of every week is a must-win game. There's no taking your foot off the gas. So yeah, I got Denver to cover, I think, pretty easily.
Yep. Here's the actual game of the week here, right? You got the Super Bowl rematch. Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia favored by 1.5 in this one. Your reaction, what are you thinking?
I think it's going to be ass kicking one way or the other, and I can't tell which way yet.
Yeah.
DC obviously wants that get back, you know what I mean? But Philly also has something to prove, especially since they kind of underperformed week 1. That's a tough one. I think I was looking at this earlier, like this might be the toughest one to pick all week.
I agree.
I'm going to pick God. I'm going to pick Philly. I want them to lose in a very, very close game. This could come down to a kick or something.
I don't think that Kansas City is going to start 0-2. Whether it be pure talent or maybe a little bit of luck, maybe a couple fortunate calls. I see Kansas City winning at home here.
Minnesota Vikings favored by 3.5 at home against Atlanta.
Yep. Yeah, give me
What do you got?
Minnesota. Yeah, give me Minnesota in this one. I like JJ McCarthy over Penix. I just think that he's, you got two extremely young quarterbacks here. Which one has a better supporting cast? Well, it's JJ by a mile. So that's my thought process.
Yeah, but what about Kyle Pitts? Fantasy football legend, Kyle Pitts. Uh, this is a tough one, too, for me. Atlanta is hungry for a win. Their strength is their offense, but Minnesota's strength is their defense, really. So I will take Minnesota to cover because their offense is better than Atlanta's defense. I'd really like to see Atlanta win, but I do think Minnesota's going to win, and then they're going to join us at 2-0.
We've got Houston hosting Tampa Bay. Houston 2.5-point favorites. How you feeling?
I have so little faith in Houston, if I'm being real, man.
Yeah.
Not his mom. I think he's great value, Jordan Love. I know what happened with Tampa last week. They win.
Yeah,
No,
Tampa won against Atlanta 23-20.
Because dude missed a field goal.
Yeah, cool.
I'm gonna take Tampa. I'm gonna take Tampa to win outright.
Mm-hmm.
I got belief in my guy here, so we'll see.
God, that's a tough one. Monday night, I'm gonna take Tampa. I hate to pick the same one as you so many times, but I really do. I think Tampa's going to win this one. And then the last game on the slate, we got the Chargers going to Vegas. Chargers favored by 3.5.
That spread is way too low.
Yeah,
Chargers getting tough. They look like they could be, headed for the AFC Championship potentially if they can stay healthy. Las Vegas still figuring a lot of shit out. Although Geno has helped give them some stability, they do have some exciting young playmakers. I just don't think they have enough to slow down the Chargers. Seems like Quentin Johnston's figured it out. Seems like Keenan Allen's right back where he was. Seems like the running game is where it's supposed to be. They're good. They got a coaching advantage for sure. Even though I know Pete Carroll is whatever, but for my money, I'll take Harbaugh all day. So I'm going to take the Chargers to cover easily.
I'm thinking about all the points that you're making, and I'm like, yeah, that is right. They do have the advantage there. Yeah, they should probably win this game handedly. Yeah.
You're going to bet with your heart, aren't you?
No, you have to remember that they're the Los Angeles Chargers, and when they're supposed to win a game, I can see them jumping out, 20-point lead, looks like the game's in the bag, and then slowly, Geno Smith is the kind of guy where you can't write him out. He won't write back. He's told us before. So I could see them getting out to a crazy early lead, slowly but surely. Geno chip, gets them back into the game. They may not win it, but I see them at least covering at home because I could just see the Chargers completely falling apart. If the Chargers go to 2-0, and win this game handedly on Monday night, they actually do look like a serious team. I'm not sure that I'm ready to put them there yet. I think that the Chargers will charger, and that's my final prediction for the week.
All right. Good stuff, man. It's going to be a fun day tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to a 10 p.m. Monday night game start here on the East Coast. That's crazy. There's going to come a point this year where people are going to watch our show here, and they're going to bet the opposite of whatever.
Easy money.